Hello and welcome to my Sunday Front. I have a fresh sheet of paper. I want to go through a few things, including the wildfires in the southeast of the United States, and I wanted to mention the 3 states. So the 3 affected states, and I know one for sure, one already declaring disaster, crisis, and those are South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. By wildfires due to dry conditions and wind gusts. Up to 50 miles per hour. I know that in the South, dry conditions in the South similarly have red flag warnings with drier land and gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So there's a difference here because the 3 affected states right now by wildfires are literally on fire. So last night 600 acres burned. Over the weekend, just to wake up to 1,200 acres burning. Evacuations tonight in place as wildfires continue in disaster areas. That are causing destruction of, in total, 10,000 acres. So the wildfires are a thing right now. We don't know when they're gonna be able to quell them. We don't know the situation. We do know that there was a response, the evacuations, and there's a air quality situation with visibility issues as well due to smoke causing health hazards and travel hazards, because like it's hard to drive through. So boots are on the ground, and they have taken this and faced it seriously, as well as in the air. And so they have fire jet planes dousing the wildfires from above. And like I said, they are taken to task right now with the situation. And so I mean, this is like a, right now the area is also affected. It's like a little, like you see, like you see like this would be Florida, this is Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and this would be Georgia. So you see like a shaded area here where there's a drought right here that has caused a red flag warning. And this continues because spring has began and weather has changed. With sunnier conditions, or I should say weather, right? So so that's why you see this happening. And I think we really need to start focusing on the climate change issue and tackle what we can and provide the solutions as we go along and research and study these things, because we all know this is 10,000 acres on fire, whereas California, side note, California has burned, you know, what, 23,000 acres. So, I mean, this is, you know, an ongoing situation and a disaster event that really, really needs addressing, and we need to deal with it and consider it when we're talking about things that affect civilian life and the daily life of each and every American. You know, wake up, guys. There are more things at stake here. You know, people are left without homes, you know, businesses, places of worship. So I know you guys probably probably heard that I was on TikTok, and I am. And if you haven't seen my Get Ready With Me video where I cover content creation a little bit on there, you might want to check it out if you haven't seen it already. But I get ready to do content creation for both TikTok and Instagram, and you see me putting my face on and doing all the behind the scenes stuff, so go ahead and check it out. as you know, there is a predator woman on TikTok. So I will write on TikTok, child predator, Ash Trevino, went viral as she RICO'd herself and chickened out on her January 28th, 2025 court appearance, where she testifies against a child that she brought, where she testifies against several minors she brought across state lines for conjugal violations. So I'm not sure if that's the correct term. But we always want to be sure to address the actual issue. So in my journal, I will write against minors because there were several. When whom is set for release, hopefully as early as tomorrow. An innocent that was premeditated, predated upon you met Ash Trevino online. So that's what is being circulated as of last week, as of this weekend. Last night, once again, drunkard child abuser, Ash Trevino, I'm not sure if, I don't think it was Fort Bend County. I think it was, what is the name of it? I'm not sure, but she, traveled to Katy, Texas. Go Tigers. But I have some bad news. To greet another male victim who is a minor. And while the mother might have been annoyed by her house guest, she did 0 when cops were called. Now, the cops were called after she branded her friend who drove her to location, a residential home in the suburbs. So, which did nothing for the situation of grooming that began afternoon of their arrival. So host and hostess are alleged by hostess to be cousins. Her husband wasn't made clear of not being said cousin. This obvious in her I'd say that she was complacency of acts lewd in nature. Currently being committed at her home by said guest, Ash Trevino. So the things that drew things said that drew many to question inactions were Ash Trevino inquisition, and threats to enter bedroom of a small boy and dog as both slept. She also threatened to film it. The assault. So as annoyed as that lady sounded, where is the baby daddy then? This mother with a house full of not only thugs and groomers, but her own children. Others speculate she may have been babysitting as well. So the kids were doxxed on Ash Trevino's live streams. And full face and names revealed. So, I mean, she has kind of like a similar background, if that's true, because Ash does kind of blur the lines. Both, I'll just note that, both blur the lines of familiar relations. And I think that's important to note, because, you know, whether or not these were her nieces and nephews or her own biological children, and a mix of that of which, it doesn't matter. You know, you shouldn't have to be in the care of any child. I don't care who you are, if these are your intentions to just disavow the whole point of child care, child rearing, of, you know, just being a person who stands on 10 toes and doesn't touch on small children, period. How about that, right? Whatever happened to that? Make that great again. When we're draining the swamp, we also need to be aware of all these atrocious hyenas out there, you know, these baby mama terrorists and what have you. So, in my opinion, a man whom inquisitioned Ash daughters, Joel Carrillo, from Texas. Oh, and the woman, her name, the mother, I will have her name, she wrote, was it, I'll write her name, Gambino Mata. That's what she had. Gambino Mata. If I can remember her first name, I'll write it down. But that's part of her TikTok name. Something Gambino Mata. From Katy, Texas. So I'll put that in parentheses. So Joel Carrillo from Texas. So a man whom Inquisition Ash's daughter, Joel Carrillo from Texas, and was granted access on live stream by Ash herself. So, like, I just want to name names, right? Oh, I do have the cousin's name. That's what I wanted to write. The cousin. Cousin. So the cousin, his name is Evie. And Ash calls him Evan. And some people call him Evian. I don't know why she calls him that. I guess she doesn't know how to speak Spanish either. That's what I'm guessing. But I do see people calling Evans Evie. So I'll leave it at that. And that's good enough for me. I'm guessing he's either a Evie Mata. We can write Evie M. We'll just guess they're okay. If they're related, right? So both blur the lines of familiar relations. A man whom Inquisition as his daughter Joel Carrillo from whom was granted access live stream was supposed to drive her over there. On her, what she calls her vacation. So, did I even write that? Which would last a month. Joel, her biggest gifter, that's what they call him on TikTok. Did not on live back down from anything that originally had been discussed. So that's why I believe he was there, in my professional opinion. I'll write this just to make sure we all know he could be the driver, slash she was calling him security. How do you call this? Security guard? Security guard. Personal security guard. And all these men whom could possibly be driver, one of which mocked her all morning long, disavowing Ash Trevino. He calls himself, what does he call himself? Be Real Coach. And is also, how do you call that? A pervert. A pervert. I say that because he's like constantly you know how I am with the swap. Like, this dude's on Bronco's daughter's tail, and I don't like that. Okay. So where was I? 'Cause I know this weekend was a little bit much. So when the cops showed up, right, they did nothing. And it was kind of like a thing where people were like really, really jumping to live stream during this vacation of hers. And I feel like it was disrespectful. I felt they trashed Texas, my home state. But I stayed steadfast in that I fully disclosed all the information circulating the event, and responsibly reported to the feds at around 2:30 when the mother of victim went live, allegedly. So I don't know if this was California time. I'm thinking it was California time. So this would be after Ash got off, maybe 2 hours before, due to like some people are on some people are not on EST. I'll write that down. How about that? So I did my due diligence. And was reprimanded by some streamers in more passive, downplayed. And I think like they were just picking at me. You know what I mean? So they were microaggressions, methods to suppress my freedoms. So I feel like this is one of the threats on here, is that some of the creators are about making money off of this situation involving minors, and that is pure evil, which involves minors at risk, IMO. They are pure evil, and one of which I can name while on TikTok Karma this morning. Chat box. J. Chell tries her best That's how her name is spelled on TikTok. She screamed at me, claiming I was gaslighting by entering chat and offering my how do you say, my active how do you call that, participation in cleaning up our spaces. Because she at first went off on said host, and I'll initial it TikTok Karma. She race baited, then burnt out. So she chickened out of the conversation. I guess she realized that I am a Black female and I was a left unbothered sister, because this, did I already write that, had begun a theme for a long duration. Then I asked for, and just so we're clear, which I would never. Okay, so check your Black Queen. I don't know if y'all are gonna be watching me, but if you hate watching me and I bother you, it's because you're doing something wrong, sister, brother, which until you fix that, I cannot fully call you that, because this was my second time being hazed in his chat box, and he consistently allows racial tones, turns blind eye when I speak. So I feel he only returns to TikTok to challenge authority by using me as his scapegoat. So I feel like you guys have been listening to this person for a long time, and I feel like maybe this is a time to expose a few of these people, because this wasn't the first time when he felt threatened once again, he lied, stating he was only present for 1 week online. And by luck, gained all his mods back, along with co-conspirators, and the discussions by script. So I'm not going to expose everybody, just want to talk about what happened this morning to me. So I just want to summarize it so we're clear. Okay. So this morning I entered a chat box. I told them that I had reported Ash Trevino. They were in the middle of a fight, but I really needed to say what I needed to say. And I had fell for TikTok karma. And I'm not saying that he's wrong for coming back on TikTok. I'm saying that every time that he comes back on TikTok, I end up getting hazed, and then he gets kicked, and then he's, crying back and saying, no, this is my first time being a creator, which is a lie. We all know it's a lie. And if he's being, if his identity was in fact stolen, then I can assure you I would do everything in my power to clean this mess up. But until you can prove to me that he was in fact mistaken identity, we will keep it as such in this journal. And you guys know the Brotherhood. I stay 10 toes down, and I am down bad. So don't mess with me. If you see me in the street, I am that bitch. And that's why I'm saying we need to be transparent and clear. When we are creators, we need to be transparent and clear. And when I entered the chat box, I had my duty to report that is in fact what happened last night, that I had reported to the federal government, because I needed to make sure that that child was not being harmed. And when I entered into the chat room and they immediately started a race thing, and I said, is it because you're offended by my race, And that's what happened last time. And I connected the dots between the voice and the dialogue, which was biased. Okay? So, I'm not wrong on this person who calls herself Jaychell, tries her best, because she started a fight in which TikTok Karma had hosted an update for Ash Trevino, because they felt like last night was a bunch of clout chasing and they wanted to go over it. And so I was offering up that. But she offered up nothing but drama and cliches, and obviously racist backlash against me and my fandom, my following, the red pill. And obviously this is being a thing for them that they can't swallow, because obviously I'm too great, I'm too big, there's too much girth around here, baby. You could never. I don't know why you thought you could get in the ring and the arena with me, baby, but you could never get, if you can't wrap your mind around that, at least if you can't swallow, chew, and eat, baby, at least wrap your mind around what I just said, because hunty, this is serious crime. And if you have the goal of yours to enter into a chat room, to create a chat room in which you are divesting instead of instilling trust in the community, to which you are using these situations for monetization and creating content that continues the predation of minors, you are in the wrong, and I will have your head. I promise you that. That is why I have this journal, because this protects the red pill space. This protects the community. This protects social media. And that is exactly why it's so important that TikTok came back, because we have provided these wonderful spaces through software programming for you guys to enjoy, not to diminish freedoms, but to enjoy them. So get behind me, get beside me or get behind me, honey, because I will leave you in the dust. I will make you eat dirt. Now, as for the discussion that went off script, like I said, it quickly went from the off script discussion went from Race Bait by Jin Chell to backlash against the reporting of child grooming of a minor in Continuum, because, like I said, this is her 1 month vacay. So after that happened, then several creators brandished similarly backlash, bringing my race up until I could not fathom any more of this child exploitation. I regrouped at home, alone, and as I recentered, I recanted and asked for cancellation of child exploiter. Jichel. The host allowed Latinx and the Black community to be thrown out for the Lions, and I really felt obligated to clear the air there in that space. So I did go back. So going back was necessary to ensure safety of our space online. And so what else is there to say about this? Because this has caused like a drama for me that I did not take on. I told you guys we all need to do our parts. And at this point, it has been a circus with TikTok creators. And it has been a spectacle for onlookers. And it's a disappointment because I know, like, on YouTube, we don't play that crap. Whereas on TikTok, that's all that's being uploaded. And so I don't know if I need to fix my algorithm. I follow some pretty good people. I only have a little bit of following, and a little bit that I follow. So I mean, if you're on TikTok, holler at your girl. You know where to find me. My Sunday Frump. We really need to focus on the issues in our communities involving the innocent and the less, you know, the ones that are at risk, the ones who people turn a blind eye to, the ones who fall through the cracks of societal loopholes that continue these problems. And like I said, predation is pure evil. I am not embarrassed to do the work. I'm not embarrassed of my background, of my heritage. I'm not embarrassed of my duties. And we get shit done on my Sunday Front. That's for sure. I can say that. At least I can say that, can't I? Which, in these cases, you click on their TikToks and they don't do a damn thing. So that's pretty much the update of the situation. I hope you guys are safe at home and out of harm's way, at least. Keep everybody, as I have mentioned in here, in your thoughts and prayers. Keep all aforementioned wildfire victims, child exploitation victims in your thoughts and prayers. Prayers that we may, in fact, have a great week. That is all for today. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, my Sunday Frump. Bye-bye.